faithfully conveying value, interpreting great books worldwide. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today we'll explore A Life on Our Planet. Subtitle: My Witness Statement and Vision for the Future. Earth is the shared home of humans and countless other species. How do you view our planetary neighbors? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In 1986, human error caused Chernobyl's catastrophic nuclear explosion, affecting hundreds of thousands with lasting environmental damage. Many considered Chernobyl history's costliest environmental disaster. Yet Sir David Attenborough reveals, through 70 years of fieldwork, that a greater crisis has been silently unfolding this past century. This book addresses Earth's biodiversity degradation. Author Sir David Attenborough is a renowned British naturalist, BBC presenter, and father of nature documentaries. His iconic narrations feature in BBC series like Planet Earth and Blue Planet. Now in his 90s, Attenborough has dedicated his life to global nature exploration. His vast experience encompasses nature's splendors and Earth's dramatic ecological shifts. He crystallizes these insights into this environmental wake-up call. Winner of the 2021 British Book Award, its documentary adaptation was Forbes' most important film of the year. Biodiversity refers to life's variety across ecosystems, species, and genetics. It sustains Earth's vitality and humanity's survival. The book examines planetary life through historical, current, and future lenses. Beginning with eyewitness accounts, it details biodiversity's history and present state. Scientific projections then reveal life's bleak trajectory. Finally, it charts a path to restore Earth's biological richness. Now let's follow the author's journey into Earth's life story. Part 1 presents the eyewitness account of biodiversity's history and current state. To understand life's world, we must first grasp its history. How did life originate and evolve? All life stems from evolution, with complex forms developing from simpler ones. Over 4 billion years, life's development mostly involved gradual, steady changes. From simple beginnings like bacteria and algae to more complex forms, ferns and dinosaurs, life grew specialized and efficient. But species don't increase endlessly. Every 100 million years or so, Earth suffers mass extinction catastrophes. Sudden environmental shifts wipe out multitudes, sparing only a few survivors. 5 such mass extinctions have occurred. The most recent happened 66 million years ago, when a 10-kilometer-wide asteroid struck Earth. Its colossal impact destroyed 3/4 of species, ending dinosaurs' 175 million-year reign. Life reset, evolving anew, each new form tested by environment, with only the fittest thriving. Environment sustains all species. Stable conditions providing proper temperatures, food, and habitats are essential for survival. Early Homo sapiens emerged 250,000 years ago in brutal conditions, frigid temperatures, extreme swings, scarce fresh water, surviving through hunting and gathering. 11,700 years ago, retreating glaciers ushered in the stable Holocene epoch. The Holocene's stability depended on biodiversity. Ocean phytoplankton and vast forests maintained atmospheric balance by absorbing CO2 and releasing oxygen through photosynthesis. Dense rainforests replenished atmospheric moisture. Polar ice sheets reflected sunlight. Together, these created stable temperatures and seasonal rhythms. Lush grasslands flourished, land animals and marine life thrived, millions of interconnected species sustaining each other in richer biodiversity. The safer all life on Earth, including us humans, becomes. Stable environments enabled humanity to adopt entirely new lifestyles. People began farming and domesticating animals, gradually developing agriculture. Agriculture transformed humanity's relationship with nature. Humans gained control over environments, even reshaping species to their needs, like breeding higher-yield rice and sweeter fruits. With technological inventions and cultural exchange, human civilization accelerated rapidly. Human advancement depended on stable natural environments providing essential materials and conditions. Yet humans forgot nature's gifts and limits. Decades of unchecked exploitation now push Earth toward a 6th mass extinction. Unlike past extinctions triggered by environmental catastrophes, This sixth extinction creeps through human activity. Rainforests, Earth's biodiversity hotspots, are riddled with destruction. Since 1978, the author explored dozens of countries, filming hundreds of animal species. He visited Rwanda in Central Africa to film mountain gorillas. Habitat deforestation for farmland and poaching left fewer than 300 mountain gorillas. Similarly, orangutan populations plummeted by two-thirds. In decades, just the tip of the extinction iceberg. Orangutans' rainforest homes once teemed with biodiversity, hosting over half of Earth's land species. Without seasonal changes, year-round freshwater and sunlight made these ideal for flora and fauna. Rainforest biodiversity thrives on tree diversity. Abundant plants allowed most animals to evolve into highly specialized species. Eating specific plants created intricate interdependencies. Every species became vital to the whole. Yet, for economic gain, humans eagerly destroy forests. Southeast Asians replace rainforests with vast oil palm plantations. In the West, beef and soy farming decimate forests, leaving remnants fragmented by roads and farms. 70% of forested areas now span less than a kilometer across. Over 15 billion trees are felled annually. By the late 20th century, half the world's rainforests vanished, with one-third fewer trees. Humanity's conquest extends to oceans beyond land. Humans invented diverse fishing methods, creating specialized vessels and navigation gear.
But fish reproduction has limits. Our coastal overfishing exceeds sustainable levels.
Targeting large, valuable fish like swordfish and tuna is especially destructive. Their size correlates with fertility. Removing these efficient breeders cripples populations. Eliminating peak breeders causes rapid fish stock collapse. Moreover, losing large fish directly disrupts marine equilibrium. Plankton clusters attract small fish feeding on bait fish swarms, then larger predators like tuna, dolphins, sharks, and whales join the hunt. Thus, interlinked food chains create dense fish aggregations. Reducing mid-chain predators unbalances the entire chain, draining ocean vitality. Whales, the ocean's giants, help maintain marine productivity and resilience. Yet millennia of whaling slaughtered nearly 3 million whales. By the 1980s, global fisheries became nearly unprofitable. By century's end, humans eliminated 90% of ocean's large fish. 30% of fish stocks fell to survival-threatening levels. Mounting population pressure drives ever more efficient fishing, shrinking our ocean expectations. Simultaneously, shallow marine life crumbles. Coral reefs, oceanic oases, originate from primitive sea creatures. Coral polyps absorb calcium and CO2 from seawater, secreting limestone to form exoskeletons. They symbiotically coexist with algae called zooxanthellae. Zooxanthellae's diverse pigments give corals their vibrant colors. Thousands of polyps form coral colonies. Their calcium carbonate skeletons remain after death. New corals grow atop old ones, accumulating over millennia to form reefs. Like rainforests, these 3D structures provide habitats for diverse marine life. Yet this oasis of life is losing its vibrant hues. Aerial footage reveals reefs bleaching from vibrant colors to white. Coral polyps expel their symbiotic zooxanthellae when temperatures rise, exposing white skeletons. Without algae, corals wither, turning wonderlands into wastelands. Meanwhile, ocean acidification dissolves calcium carbonate shells of corals and phytoplankton, collapsing marine ecosystems. Global warming ravages marine ecosystems and steals habitats. Beneath polar ice lies abundant marine resources. Now Arctic summers lengthen. Warming seas accelerate melting. Exposed water absorbs more heat, creating a feedback loop that speeds ice loss. Sea ice shrank 30% in 30 years. Glaciers retreat at record speeds. Extended ice-free periods starve polar animals and leave walruses and polar bears homeless, facing extinction. Humans claim Earth as their planet, yet leave little room for other life. This defines our current crisis. Yet shifting baseline syndrome obscures the severity. This syndrome means each generation defines normalcy by their own experiences. We gauge current species by recent population levels. Shifting baselines make us forget past abundance. We accept a depleted planet while sleepwalking into catastrophe. What consequences will this disaster bring? Now we enter part 2, bleak prospects. Since the 1950s, post-W8, humanity entered the Great Acceleration, exponential growth across development metrics. Yet, Earth is a closed system with finite resources. Humanity's accelerating growth cannot continue indefinitely. We must understand our planet's remaining capacity. In 2009, scientists led by Johan Rockström and Will Steffen proposed the planetary boundaries model, 9 critical thresholds that, if respected, ensure sustainable survival. Crossing any boundary risks destabilizing life support systems and causing irreversible ecological damage. We've now breached 4 of these 9 boundaries. First, excessive fertilizer use disrupts nitrogen and phosphorus cycles. Second, massive carbon emissions drive climate warming. Third, human-driven biodiversity loss occurs at 100 times the natural rate. Fourth, converting natural habitats to farmland causes the Great Acceleration's great decline of life. Scientists warn that without change, today's newborns will witness,
By the 2030s, Amazon rainforest shrinks to 75%, triggering dieback and savanization.
countless species extinct, flash floods increase, people displaced, reduced carbon absorption accelerates warming. Arctic's first ice-free summer arrives. By 2040s, northern permafrost thaws, causing massive landslides, decimating wildlife and displacing communities. Trillions of tons of carbon release from permafrost opening methane and CO2 floodgates. By 2050s, ocean acidity reaches catastrophic levels, destroying 90% of coral reefs, killing plankton, collapsing fisheries, affecting 500+ million livelihoods. By 2080s, global food production nears collapse. Warming-induced droughts and floods cause harvest failures while fertilizers deplete soils. Meanwhile, pesticides kill insect species en masse. Crop failures harm wildlife. Viruses from affected animals may trigger pandemics. By the 22nd century, sea level rise from warming could cause humanity's largest forced migration, sparking global conflicts. If unchecked, the living world will collapse in our hands. Earlier we noted Earth's stability depends on life's diversity. Restoring stability requires reviving the biodiversity we erased, rewilding the world. Returning it to wildness is our only path forward. How do we facilitate rewilding to restore planetary stability? Let's explore the final section for answers. Vision for the future. Agriculture and industry reshaped our relationship with nature. Humans viewed nature as something to tame, dominate, and exploit. Now we must find sustainable coexistence, rebalancing humanity with nature. How do we achieve this concretely? First, abandon growth obsession. Our endless economic expansion birthed the Great Acceleration. In a finite world, nothing grows forever. Mature systems thrive sustainably without constant expansion. We need new stability metrics beyond GDP as the ultimate goal. Governments must prioritize people and planet over profit. Some nations already use measures like the Happy Planet Index, combining ecological impact with life expectancy and well-being. Second, transition to clean energy. Coal and oil formed from plants buried 300 million years ago. These fossil fuels contain massive carbon, burning releases overwhelming CO2. Decades of fossil fuel dominance released eons of stored carbon, accelerating global warming. This climate change could cause mass extinctions. We now have no choice but to change how human activities use energy. We should harness inexhaustible natural energies like solar, wind, wave, tidal, and geothermal power, renewable resources. On the other hand, as a remedy to save the planet, we can capture some of the carbon released into the atmosphere, lock it away, and prevent further damage. Methods include installing filters at fossil fuel plants, using tower fans to collect carbon from the air, or injecting it deep into rocks or seabeds for storage. But these methods are costly now, and a better way to capture carbon is rewilding the world. This approach absorbs massive amounts of carbon from the air, locking it into expanding wild habitats. Combined with global emission cuts, it achieves dual goals of carbon sequestration and boosting biodiversity. The richer an ecosystem's biodiversity, the stronger its carbon capture and storage capacity. It's a win-win approach based on natural principles. Oceans play a special role in rewilding the world. Fishing is the world's largest wildlife harvesting industry. It can be sustainable with proper management. First, fisheries should establish networks of no-fishing zones along all coasts, allowing fish to live longer, grow larger, and spawn more. Estimates show that setting aside 1/3 of oceans as protected areas would allow fish stocks to recover, ensuring long-term supplies of fish for consumption. Beyond sustainable fishing, we must protect marine ecosystems, restoring mangroves, seagrass beds, salt marshes, and kelp forests. When humans stop overexploiting oceans, they help restore biodiversity. Land habitats also need rewilding. Through long evolution, complex systems rich in biodiversity formed. Modern industrial farms and orchards are artificially maintained environments. Though they may look beautiful, they're highly unnatural. To let nature recover, we must voluntarily reduce land occupied by humans, returning space to the wild. We can develop sustainable logging plans aligned with forests' natural regeneration rates. Encourage communities near wilderness areas to participate in conservation projects, adopting wild farming or agroforestry, reintroducing large predators, and developing ecotourism, generating revenue while showcasing conservation benefits. Adopt regenerative farming, reducing chemical fertilizers and pesticides while using crop residues and green manure to enrich soil. Control pests through natural predators and physical methods, minimizing farming's environmental damage and returning land to wildlife. Finally, equitable resource distribution requires considering population levels. Planning for peak population acknowledges environmental carrying capacity limits. Species naturally fluctuate near these thresholds, maintaining Earth's balance. However, human population is rapidly approaching Earth's carrying limit. Currently, humanity uses 1.7 times the resources Earth can regenerate annually. Stabilizing population growth is essential for improving both Earth's environment and human well-being. Demographic transition occurs in 4 stages marked by birth-death rate shifts. Stage 1. High birth and death rates result in minimal population change. Stage 2 began in early 1800s. Industrialization lowered death rates while birth rates remained high. Population surged, then stabilized. Stage 3 features declining birth rates and slowing growth. Global growth peaked in 1962 and is now nearing Stage 3's end. For sustainable development, population must stabilize at Stage 4, achieving peak population with zero growth, a milestone in restoring Earth's equilibrium. Poverty alleviation and female empowerment are the fastest ways to curb growth. Educating and empowering women reduces birth rates. Researchers project that rapid improvements in poor nations' social and educational systems could bring peak population to 8.9 billion by 2060, 15 years earlier than UN forecasts, reducing peak by over 2 billion. Abandon growth obsession, achieve a sustainability revolution, and advance rewilding the world. Taking steps to stabilize population will rebuild our harmonious relationship with nature, allowing humanity to live more balanced lives.
This path will lead to a brighter future for all life on Earth.
Right now, we still have time to correct past mistakes, manage existing damage, change our developmental course, and achieve coexistence with nature once more. The coming decades are our final chance to restore a rich, healthy, and beautiful world. After today's discussion, do you have ideas for protecting our planetary home? Share your thoughts in the comments below! All right, that concludes our exploration of a life on our planet. Reading notes are below the audio. We'll see you next time.